mess that up. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to work out all the kinks. You know what I'm saying? First episode. Welcome, Aisha.
What's up? What's good?
It's been a long time, man. A year since we've been on the microphones and in the studio.
Definitely.
Habari Live podcast is in the house, man. And we have to build a whole new place, as you can see. If you're liking what you see, to get it going, man. We wanted to bring something different to the table instead of doing the same things, the same locations. Just kind of wanted to do something different, man. And I thought that
Bring a different feel.
yeah, I thought that if we build our own, get our own going, that it'll feel more like home for us. And we want other people to come and come to the location too. So if you like what you're seeing, you know what I'm saying, you can imagine your own podcast here. You can come here and get that going. Um, what we're going to be doing on Habari Live is basically just going over the weekly news like we used to do with Habari News Weekly, but we're going to do that as a segment of Habari Live. And what we'll do is just go through some of the things that's been talked about through the week, some of the top topics that's been on our Habari the news website. If you haven't reached our website, let me take you look at it. You can see our website here, and if you go here, you know what I mean. We followed a lot of stories that come up on Habari Live. Like today, we're doing the college football. We have a lot of things that's going on with college football and everything. So we try to stay up on the news and everything that's going on, the breaking news and everything. So if you ever want to get some information, need to know information, definitely come to barentertainment.com, man, and you can find out. We do comic books, anything that has to do with politics. We love to do movies. We're giving you all tech information, science. We try to give you a lot of information, man, for you can make sure that you are informed for the day and you can go out and make better decisions for yourself and how you need to go out about your day and everything. So, Aisha, what has changed for you over this last year?
Lots changed, man. I became a mom, opened a business, still working 9 to 5.
Hmm.
It's a busy life.
Definitely, definitely. Um, I know it was a big change for us having to leave the Daniel and Tita podcast. It was a big part of our life. You know, losing Daniel was huge.
Definitely.
He was a good friend of ours. He was family pretty much. We want to shout out Tita. Um, thank you for Tita for everything that you've done and everything that you helped us out with, and that you guys helped us out to get to this point. Because without them, that we pretty much wouldn't be able to do.
We wouldn't have even had this idea.
Right, exactly. So we definitely want to give a shout out to them. We want to give a shout out to iRock because without him, we wouldn't have this idea either. Because he was a big part of getting us to this point.
The space.
Right, and we were going to work with him and go back with his studio, but we had some opportunities that fall in our lap that we were able to go ahead and build our own studio and get a bar studio going. So we thought that was important to thank him because it wasn't for him, we would never even thought about this idea. Also want to thank Ahmad Batts over at AZMT. He helped us to get things going. We worked some things out, but it was just better for me to have my own location for everything. You know what I'm saying? He was a good guy, helped us in, let us come in and set up some things and try some things. And I thought that was awesome of him to do that. It didn't work out all the way because I wanted to. I felt as though we needed our own space to kind of get our idea off the rails that we had going. So that didn't work out, but I appreciate everything that he was
Definitely.
able to do and what he brought to us. So we like I said that big changes over the year, man. A lot of people lost. We lost Daniel, and that was big. We lost my nephew Tone. That was huge. We brought in a life this year, little Demi, and our baby girl. We also started a business because I feel as though the most important thing is to build a foundation for your kids.
Definitely.
So
That generational wealth, having that generational where you can pass something down.
we're trying, and that's the mission. You know what I mean? We're going to get that done. That's how we look at it. It's going to be the only thing we can do is stay positive and keep going. But Habari Entertainment is we're hoping this to be a media mecca for the whole nation. We're going to start here for Phoenix, and we're going to move on out and move up and try to make this company something and make it big, for we can be able to bring news and entertainment to all the people across the nation. And like first and foremost, Phoenix, Arizona.
Definitely.
Definitely.
You want
So
to serve your home first.
definitely the people that's the most important, the people that has brought us here and got us to this situation. That's the most important people for me. Anything that you want to bring to the table or talk about today?
Well, I think that with becoming a mom and
Hmm.
having to balance being a mom and opening a business and running that business and still working,
Right. It's hectic.
it's definitely hectic because I definitely do forget things. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say I need to make a phone call and completely forget to make the phone call because I have a million other things
Right.
going on.
Trying to take care of her.
Right, definitely. But I wouldn't change it.
Definitely.
I honestly don't know how we went this long and just was like, we waited this far to
Well, I mean,
actually put our foot out there and take that leap to own a business.
yeah, it's it's been a long time coming. I mean, we started Habari Entertainment. I would say about 2 years ago, really and truly,
Right.
where we started getting the website going. I was already doing news for years, reporting the news, doing things like that. So we wanted to kind of focus what we were doing and make it so that we have a site, a place that people that can go to,
A
and
platform for
a
people.
platform for people can see exactly what we're doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what we're building is going to be important, because the amount of black media in America
It's
is
slim.
it's very slim. I mean, it's something we definitely looked at when we start plotting out our business plan and we start thinking through things. We looked at, it's not many black owned media in America that has power,
Right.
and they're able to get information out and able to make a difference in people's lives.
Right.
There is other media, definitely,
That's
black
black
media. Yeah,
owned
definitely.
media like Tyler Perry and Will Smith
Right,
that
right. But
own their own media companies.
it's about news.
Right.
It's CNN, Fox, even BAT is owned by Viacom, which is not really owned by black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different information that I think that we can get out, and we can build something where we have something that's black owned, and we could be proud of. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. And I'm hoping that other people also would join in and become a journalist, um, correspondents, broadcasters. We need it all. You know what I mean? We need people to come in and be a part of this. Right now is me, you. We have a lot of videographers that do a lot of our video work and everything. A lot of our people do the
For
photos
production
for
and
production,
photos.
right? But we still need writers. We have a couple people that do a couple things. I use a lot of different sites to get my journalism done and get different writers. But I would like to have people that's dedicated. I would like to get more black writers in. I would like to get more people that's interested in building a foundation of news and what we're trying to go after, and the people that we're trying to go after, making everyone accountable for what they are um, doing as politicians, as mayor, governor, whoever.
Right.
We want to try to hold these people accountable. And I would like to get a coalition of writers and journalists that's
Investigative
yeah,
journalists.
investigative journalists that's hardcore ready to go. So if you know any journalists, you know any writers, you know any broadcasters, you know any people who want to be a part of something that's making a difference and trying to hold the rich, the powerful, the politicians, all these people accountable, for we can try to get some leeway in this world. I mean, we know what's going on. That's why I think it's an important time for us to get out here, start informing people so much, because it's so much misinformation, it's so much wrong information. The wrong information goes faster than the right information. People are
It's
not.
it's just like that game telephone.
What's that?
where it starts off with one person whispering something in somebody's ear.
Right.
And by the time it gets back to that person,
The
it's
inf-
totally
the
it's totally
information is
it's
totally
totally different.
different. Right. Definitely. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what's the conundrum that we are caught
Right.
in as a society. And I
People misinterpret information so much.
right, and I thought that the beginning of the internet age, that information was going to be so viable and so easy to gain that people were going to be very smart. But I didn't realize that because of that access to information, other people was going to be able to flood those gates with misinformation, and people will rather take misinformation because that
That's truth.
it makes them feel more comfortable about their situation. It's harder truths when you look at the truth. Nobody wants to know that COVID, no matter what you do, you get vaccinated, you don't get vaccinated, you still have a chance
Of
to get it.
catching, right?
People don't want to know those things, or people don't care about those things, and they'll rather just say, "All right, I'm not getting it because you can still catch it." They don't think about, hey, but the percentages are lower. Those people who do catch it, they have a better chance of
Your
surviving.
chances of
Right, right.
having a severe COVID case
Are
after
slim,
being vaccinated
are
are slim.
slimmer. Right.
Right.
Just like what we have vaccines for so many different
Polio,
polio. That doesn't
typhoid,
mean that no one ever can get these things
right?
again. We've had people jump up with the what was it, the
Mumps,
measles and mumps.
measles,
Sometimes we have little outbreaks. It happens, but you can't. These things are not 100% vindicated
right?
from the world.
Even though
It's just
kids get vaccinated for chickenpox, there's still a certain percentage of kids that get
right.
chickenpox. Like when we were coming up, when we were kids, everybody around me that I knew, as far as kids and friends and family,
Hmm.
everybody else got chickenpox.
Right,
I didn't get them.
right. At
So
at one
it's
time, it was more
everybody got them,
prevalent.
right?
Everyone had them.
Right.
You know what
It's
I
kind
mean?
of like when they talk about the plague,
Right. The Black Plague,
right?
which killed many, many, many people. We couldn't get a vaccine for something like that at that time, so it just killed almost. I don't know, remember the percentages of the people that it killed in Europe, but it was a high percentage of people that were killed by the Black Plague, and because they didn't have vaccines, they couldn't stop it. Do you think
And
those people
vaccines only really and truly came about
in
during the Spanish
the
flu.
20, well,
That's
the
when they
did they?
really
I don't think they had a vaccine for the
they
Spanish flu.
at first they didn't have a vaccine. But when the flu when it hit pretty much just like COVID did,
Hmm.
they started looking at options of what could they do to prevent it.
Right,
And
and that
and that
stumbled them
led them
upon.
to
Okay.
figuring out a vaccine for it. But the vaccine for it still really didn't come out until like 1960, I think.
Right. So I mean, it's a tough situation. It's a tough conversation. People they want to talk about herd immunity, hoping that we can get to herd immunity. Uh, Man, I just wish that everybody would get vaccinated. And we think about people like Kyrie, who's sitting at home, not right now, not working. Uh,
Not getting paid.
he says he wants to do this for the people that's lost their jobs because of COVID. And I understand the stand up, man, and I understand that you want to be a person that stands with the people, and I get that. That is important to stand up and to make a stand up and to hold people accountable. But at the same time, man, you have your teammates, you have the city, you have the team. Everybody's looking at you to stand up. So for as a society, to me, I believe that to get the vaccine for us to go back to normal, that's an easy step for me. I didn't like the last couple years when we lost Daniel because of this. It was good, like I said, a great, great, great friend. Almost, he was like a brother to me, man. I wouldn't want that for anyone. My cousin Mel, she lost
Her husband, her
her
ex-husband,
ex husband, the father to her kids. He passed away. You lost a
a
cousin.
cousin.
It's so many people that has been lost because of this, and I don't understand the people who can just ignore all the deaths and just say, well, it hasn't affected me.
My
I
teacher
just don't get it.
from middle school just lost her husband to COVID.
Right.
It's so many people that we know in our everyday life
has passed away,
that have passed away
and
from the virus.
people are okay with that. But let's make a stand up for what we do to try to fix the problem.
Right,
Now let's stand up. Now let's fight. Why weren't you fighting when it was time to figure out a way to stop this disease?
right,
Stop this whatever it is. No one stopped up. No one stepped up for those things. And that's what I hate about this. It's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback and down everything and say, oh, that ain't gonna work. Oh, that sucks. That ain't gonna what are you gonna do to fix it?
right.
What are you
It's
gonna
easy
do?
to identify problems when you don't have a solution.
What is your solution? Do everybody stay back in the house again? We're gonna stay in the house, or we just gonna go outside,
Because
hope.
I didn't like having to have everything delivered to my front door
And
every
come on,
day
man.
just to,
We couldn't even go to restaurants.
right,
We couldn't do. We had to shut down the show. People had to shut down the podcast. Couldn't have a guest in. And it's still up in the air what's going to happen. We're still dealing with this. So it's to me, I think it's a big deal, man. And I wish that everybody would get vaccinated. I wish Kyrie got vaccinated. I understand his stance. I understand people being confused because like they say, the history. But we were all born in hospitals. The history.
right,
If these doctors didn't want you to be alive, if that's the whole agenda is for doctors to kill everybody, why are they letting you be born?
right. And it's very
I
few.
don't get
It's a
it.
very small percentage of women who actually choose to have home births
Very small.
because of so many complications that
That you
can
could happen,
occur,
definitely.
that can
And
happen.
I mean, like I said, I understand the pause because the health care does not do well to the black community when it comes to percentages, when it comes to pregnancies, when it comes to the history of different studies and tests they've done on people without telling them, like they stole the lady's cells and
With
used them.
Henrietta
Yeah,
Lacks,
Henrietta Lacks. They stole her cells. The Tuskegee experiment where they didn't give the gentleman uh,
the
the cure
the
for
cure for
syphilis.
syphilis,
They
right?
let them suffer for 10, 15, 20 years and die from syphilis. So I mean, those are things you definitely have to take pause. I understand that, but we still have to figure out how to move forward as a nation.
Right.
I, hey, we can't be anti everything.
But see, here's the thing also. We as black people, we can't be always against everything. When they do these trials for these drugs and vaccines, we have to be willing to be a part of those trials because if we're not, when when a doctor does prescribe it to us
Hmm.
and we have an adverse reaction to
Right,
it,
right,
we didn't know we were going to have that adverse reaction
right.
because
Because
the
not
trials were
enough
on
of us
participated in the
participated
trials.
in the trial.
Right.
So we're gonna have to trust someone. You're gonna have to trust black doctors. You're gonna have to trust somebody as that's a medical professional. If you're a professional in your whatever you do, if you're a professional blunt roller, you want people to look at you and say, "Hey, I do this as a profession."
Right.
You don't want people to say, "I don't know, bro. I can find some better information on the internet that might do that better."
Right.
You want people to be like, "Hey, I went to school. I have a master's degree in this. This is what I do." You know what I mean? So you want people to pay attention to that. It's hard for me to listen to these people who barely graduated high school tell me not to listen to a medical professional. It's just hard.
Right. It's just like when you do your taxes every year. When you go to H&R Block and you sit down and do your taxes, you listen to the tax
Right.
expert, right?
You can do them yourself, but it's still going to be some
Something that you might
jargon,
miss.
some jargon and information that you don't know about. There's going to be some loopholes or something that you didn't know about. There's going to be some money that you forgot to put on the table. They say every year is millions of dollars left on the table
Yeah.
from people who don't do their taxes correctly.
They don't itemize their taxes the way that they should
Right.
itemize their
But
taxes.
they think they know what the fuck they doing. But you can't tell them that. You can't tell them that they don't. So Um, that was us just going off for a little while. That was I don't think that was the how it was supposed to work. Um, we have a couple segments today that we wanted to go into. What's I think what was the first segment? The Habari News Weekly. So we're just gonna call that Habari News Week what we just did. All right, and we're supposed to now we're gonna go into the Hollywood heat right now, and let's talk
Yeah,
about
Hollywood tripping.
let's talk about
Well, it ain't Hollywood that's tripping. It's us everyday
normal,
peasant
normal
people.
people, right? Us bums. But Facebook, they updated their name to Meta as a company. Like many companies in trouble before, Facebook is changing its name and logo. Facebook Incorporated, now called Meta Platforms Incorporated, or Meta for short, to reflect what CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Thursday is its commitment to developing a new surround yourself technology known as the metaverse. But the social network itself will still be called Facebook. Also unchanged, at least for now, are its chief executive and senior leadership, its corporate structure, and the crisis that has enveloped over the company. As you know, Facebook has been facing a lot of trouble because we had a whistleblower come out who says some things that Facebook is doing with paperwork and hiding some information
About
and
how they're monitoring the people's accounts
right
and
and taking the advantage of the voting situation and
mhm.
the politics to make money. So, um, skeptics of this move accused of the company of trying to change the subject from Facebook problems, Facebook papers, the trove of leaked documents that have plunged into the biggest crisis since it was founded. Zuckerberg's Harvard dorm room in 17 years ago. The documents portray Facebook as putting profits ahead of ridding his platform of hate, political strife, and misinformation around the world. In explaining the rebrand, Zuckerberg said the name Facebook no longer encompasses everything the company does, in addition to the social network that now includes Instagram Messenger, its Quest VR heads set, and its VR platform, and more. So, what do you think about the name? I know the name Meta was
Meta World Peace.
was slayed across the internet. Everybody has something to say or some type of joke about it.
I was surprised I didn't see that one.
The Meta World Peace.
The Meta World Peace, yeah.
These kids don't even know who that is anymore.
But hey, that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that Meta World Peace.
Because you're cool. Here goes a couple of them that we saw here. This one here, Mark Zuckerberg renaming Facebook to Meta in order to try and make people forget the insane levels of social damage Facebook has done. They
We're
got the
just gonna
band-aids
slap a band-aid
over the
over it.
crack.
We just slap a band-aid over it.
That's pretty much what they've done on this situation. Then Wendy's had to chime in. They said they're changing their name to Meat. This one I thought was funny. He's holding a block of feta cheese. So that was a couple of memes that came out I thought was hilarious about with that. So I mean, he always get dragged anyway, but I thought that it was pretty funny. Some of the memes that came out, the Metamucil was funny
Oh
also.
God.
Like fiber.
Need to take a shit. Get you some meta.
He always look uncomfortable, so I guess that works.
He does really always look uncomfortable in
Very,
every situation. It
very,
doesn't matter what
very
situation
uncomfortable.
it is.
Very uncomfortable. But I like I was saying to you though, I think it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because the name of the company can't be Facebook. It's one of the apps. So,
Yeah,
but
considering that he owns not just Facebook, but WhatsApp,
Oculus, I don't even
Oculus
understand.
VR,
Yeah, he's
the
he's really focusing
Instagram.
on this VR stuff. He's
Hmm.
he's really I think
And didn't they just do a partnership with a virtual fitness?
yeah, they have a virtual fitness app that he's also purchasing. So he's going all in with VR technology. So he's pushing the envelope on VR and I mean, like I said, I mean, I know it's the future. Most of the games are going to be going that way. Most everything, like for us to take tours and go places, it's all going to be VR. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Future words, but
How do you feel, or do you think that in, let's say, 20 years, when internet is virtual reality completely, right?
hmm
Let's just say 20 years, internet is completely virtual reality.
What do you mean by that? You can sit in your living like that one movie,
Right.
um First Play or whatever.
Yeah, you can sit in your living room and virtual and just encompass yourself into another location.
Right. I mean, it's gonna happen. Virtual reality, people gonna be just like that fat dude, just sitting there and just eating snacks and funyuns and living his life.
Right.
But I think he was a chick on there too, wasn't
He was.
he? Well, hey, we know a lot of people who want to do that, so they want to do it in real life, not just VR. So, well,
People gonna be taking their honeymoons in virtual reality.
hmm yeah, you can. I mean, think about it. You're gonna be able to go wherever you want to, any location you want to, and be in
But I don't
virtual
think it's
places.
still. I still don't think it's gonna be the same as actually going to like Venice and putting your feet on the beach and
Hell
putting your
no,
toes in the sand. Like,
it's gonna you just going.
right,
You know what I'm saying? You just doing some shit because you can't afford to go. You pay $50 on the VR at the mall. It's gonna be easier than spending 5,000 trying to get there for real.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's I think it's gonna be like you remember that when you went to the mall and those one video games, the roller coasters,
Yeah,
and you it was all VR. I think those things are going to be more prevalent. I think it's just going to be more ways to enjoy
like an
video games.
arcade.
Yeah, you're
It's
just
gonna
going to
be
be
a
able to
VR arcade.
immerse yourself in these things more. I can't imagine how Dave and Buster's are going to be the video games they're going to have because they already got crazy ass shit when you go all the way to the ceiling and
Right. All the arcade
yeah,
games that they have, just
dude,
to add virtual reality games in there, it's gonna be nothing for them.
it's gonna be insane. But I digress. And I how long do you think Facebook is gonna last?
Facebook started in what, 2007,
I don't.
5?
I just see my shit go back 10 years. I'm like, damn, MySpace did not last this long. I think it
It
was like
really didn't last as long.
about 3 years, and it was over.
I
We've been
learned
on
of
this shit.
MySpace in 2002,
It was done like
about
2 years later,
2005.
and we've been on this shit for a while, man. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. I've said this for a couple times.
We definitely have been on. We've been on Facebook for like 15 years.
That's insane. Huh, maybe. Well, our other conversation we wanted to get into was the what the Hollywood heat was. Miss Holly Berry. I mean, not Holly
Not
Berry.
Halle
Why?
Berry. Fucked
Jada
up.
Pinkett. I don't know why I'm thinking about Holly Berry.
Wanted some
Anyway,
Holly
Jada
booty.
Pinkett. No. Anyway, Jada, as everybody say, she's embarrassing Will again. Um, I mean, I 100% disagree
I
with
do
the
too.
embarrassment. I just don't think that. I just think that they're an open couple, and they talk about their
They have a
situations.
very open relationship.
Right,
Will has said so himself.
right.
To me, I think that really and truly, before even her entanglement came out,
Mm-hmm.
Will already knew.
I mean,
He
that's
already
that's what I.
knew.
That's the whole thing is I'm trying to tell these people. You think he don't know before she goes on air and say these things?
He know who in Hollywood is tapping his wife booty.
Man, he's doing. He's hey dog.
Just like Jada know who Will tapping.
Dog, there are broke people saying that they feel sorry for Will Smith. That's hilarious to me. How
How
the
much
fuck,
ass you getting thrown at you, dog?
dog? This is Will fucking Smith. G. Will Smith. Are you serious? How can you feel sorry for this
Will
man,
get five booties
dog?
thrown at him in a
He
a
got an
five
open.
block five block
He can
radius.
get whatever woman he wants. Period. Still, this is still Will Smith.
And he like what,
He just
40,
did bad.
50?
He's
Right.
something now. I don't care, but he just did Bad Boys. He's still doing. He's still Will Smith.
Right.
How do you? I do not feel sorry for Will Smith, dog. Are you fucking kidding me? I would change shoes with him any day. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with y'all? But they saying they feel sorry for him. Like some of the comments I've heard, most people saying they don't want to be in his shoes. He's embarrassed again. Jada, if you want to leave him, then just say that. Why is she playing with Will like this? Uh, Jada eventually responds and says, "Only because I got time today. Stop making up headlines. Watch the red table talk. I did with Gwyneth Paltrow for yourselves. Will and I have never had an issue in the bedroom. Thank you. She
And
obviously
right.
is very grown up about the situation, and I give them
But that
applause for talking about this
but that
stuff.
that's the whole purpose of her red table talk.
Right, is to talk about relationships
Is to
and
talk about relationships.
taboo things that's hard
Even
to talk about.
her mother has joined her talking about relationships. Their daughter has joined in on talking about relationships and things that they do. Like people think Jada even had an episode where people really thought that it was taboo that she discussed women masturbating
Right,
and her as a teenager masturbating.
and I also think that if it was Will that was coming out with all this, people wouldn't have much to say.
No, they
You
in
know,
fact
that
they
wouldn't
would
be a
be like,
problem.
"Go, Will.
Right, exactly. And and
I
and
wish
and
I
he
was in Will's shoes."
following that entanglement episode in July, uh, Will did hint in an interview for GQ that he also has taken advantage of their non-conventional, non-monogamous marital
Relation,
understanding.
right,
So he's just not telling you what he's doing, but she has a show where she is telling you what he's doing, what she's doing.
right.
If you don't like to hear it, turn it off. Go to another page.
Keep scrolling.
She's obvious. They have an open marriage, bro. It's not like you and your egotistical relationship, like how we normally want to do it. If
Right.
that works for you, that works for you. Whatever. I don't understand why people flipping out about it, man. He's also going to say that Jada never believed in conventional marriage. We'll explain. Jada had family members that had an unconventional relationship. So she grew up in a way that was very different than how I grew up. There were significant endless discussions about what is relation relational perfection. What is the perfect way to interact as a couple? And and for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was not what we chose. Not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. You do not have to respect their relationship because you do not have to be in
Because
it. You're not
there
in it.
are all kinds of relationships.
Man, we'd
You
rather cheat.
have heterosexual relationships, you have homosexual
You don't even go there.
relationships.
You know we don't want to hear about those.
Right. Then you have monogamy, non-monogamy, polygamy, polyamory, polyandry. It it just goes on
Mm-hmm.
to the different types of relationships that there are out there.
Right.
And people think that, well, I'm not going to say people, I'm going to say society
Right.
has placed in our head that monogamous relationships are truth.
Right.
Well, the Bible says one man, one woman, and they take that as truth.
Well, I
But what
mean,
about the Bible saying that it was okay for the men to have several wives?
the Bible
So
says a lot of crazy
how
shit.
can the men have several wives, but the wives can't have other partners?
Right. Well, let's take a break. Let's go to a quick advertisement. This is gonna be a video production advertisement. Take a look at this and visit our site. And we'll be right back. back to Habari Live, and we're all the way live again here. We're gonna go back to what we were discussing earlier with the Hollywood Heat. We had one more conversation we wanted to talk about with Alec Baldwin and the situation with the Rush shooting. Um, you know how I feel about guns and my history. We lost losing my nephew to the gun violence. The gun violence throughout my life that I've seen, I've have always been anti-gun.
Right.
But the if you look at the numbers and the people, we had Bruce Lee's son. He passed away in '93. Brandon Lee, who was killed on set. We even had in '84 an actor named John Eric Maxim was killed by a blank cartridge after he pretended to play Russian roulette. Um, so it's pretty dangerous, man. And if an AP did an investigation of accidents on U.S. film and television sets in 2016, found that at least 43 people have died on set since 1990, and more than 150 people have suffered life-altering injuries. It tallied at least 37 people who have died in filming accidents outside the United States since 2000, and many more who were seriously injured. A day after actor Baldwin fatally shot the cinematographer on the film set in New Mexico, the Post spoke to a prop expert and um, and how prop guns are used, and they was just trying to get some information on how can we make this safer.
Right.
And pretty much people are trying to say they don't think they should have guns on set. Period. Which I think should be the way they should be going, to try to figure out a way to have just fake guns. What do you need
Just
real
like when they did
guns?
in the Roadrunner. Meep meep. And they would just pull out the gun and it was like bang. Or Joker, his was the little stick that comes out says bang or
I don't know why they stopped using that type of shit,
right.
prop guns, but now they're using real blanks. So I mean, those are cartoons you talking about.
Hey, I
anyway,
mean,
anyway, but what I'm saying is that you don't want to. They started using blanks, I guess, because it looks more real. But I'm thinking with CGI and everything
well,
nowadays,
with
you
the but shooting those blanks at a certain distance, wouldn't that
no they
like they
yeah
still hurt?
like I said, it killed somebody. A dude died from the blanks.
This lady just died from a blank. Oh, hers was a
No, it
live
was a
round.
live run. Somehow a live round got in there. And the lady who gave that person the gun, she also gave an 11-year-old a loaded rifle at one time. She's
So is
probably
she supposed to be the one that's making sure the guns aren't loaded?
right, exactly. They're supposed to make sure everything is taken care of. They've her, I think her father had been doing it for years, and she taken it up and she started doing it. So it's like I said, man, it's a difficult situation because you want it to look as real as possible. But when people are dying, um, we definitely need to figure out a different way to go.
Right.
That's that's ridiculous. That she was. I feel for the family, but you definitely have to do something different and figure another way out to get this going.
Because I thought that the way that they would do it was to be, if they are using a blank round, in most cases, then you know how like the fake pouches of the Halloween blood
Right,
that they would put that on somewhere and say this is your target where you need to hit, and then the fake blood would come out to make it look like they actually got shot to make it
right,
look more real.
right.
But
Well, it's just like I said. It's just for realism, and it's like another. The guy said here that in the industry there was no reason for guns to be loaded with blanks or anything else on set, given what's possible with post production work. There's computers now. This was from Craig Sobel, a filmmaker known for his work on HBO series The Mayor of Easttown, which was
that
a
was
good
definitely
ass fucking show.
that definitely was a good ass show,
God damn,
and it was pretty bloody.
it was really good, man.
Yeah,
What I really liked about that show was how she wasn't the typical woman,
yeah.
and she wasn't all beautified. She wasn't
It
all
was just her and her every
cutesy girl.
day.
You know what I'm saying? She was a real fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? And you felt like that was real. You didn't feel like
Every day she go to the office with full makeup on
what's
and
that show that you watch with
SVU.
Yeah, how the girls be all beautiful and now get the fuck out
or
of here.
LA's finest.
Fuck out of here, man. This is how FBI work. They stressed. It's a hard day. Motherfucker ain't looking all pretty and beautified. They chasing criminals, man. That shit's
What I
ridiculous.
did like also about that show was the fact that they didn't take 2 episodes to solve one case.
Yeah. No, it took the whole
It
season.
it took the whole
Yeah,
season.
it was.
They worked through that
Yeah.
one case for a whole season,
Hmm.
and the the person who did it was made sure that sent them off track. Like
Right.
she
But
was able to go in, and it took. We've been here for 5 hours looking for this bullet. Like
oh yeah, when they found that bullet in that show,
bullet, right?
and instead of just going in like these other shows, and the motherfuckers just find it in 2 seconds. Oh,
Right,
here it is, right here, Jim. Let's go. Like a Batman bitch ass. He always find everything in 2 seconds. I got it. You know, it's supposed to take hours and time. You know,
right,
it took her 5 hours to find it, and we've been out here all night. That's
right.
it's
You want to
more.
have those realistic parts to the show,
Mhm.
which makes it more relatable.
Very much so. I love that show. I love the show. And I definitely want to. I hope it's a season 2 for Mare of Easttown.
Uh, no, there's not going to be a season 2. It was a limited series. It was just a mini series, like a docu series.
Now I'm gonna break some shit. What for real?
For real.
I thought they set it up for a season 2.
Nope. When they found those two little girls at the end,
That was it.
that was it. And it showed her at the end of how she tried to go back to the old girl, and the lady just shut the door on her face
Hmm.
after she had did her grieving and stuff. So yeah, no, they only set it up for the one season. But I do think that they're gonna have a few more series or shows that are gonna be kind of like that, where it's only gonna be a limited series.
Hmm. Well, I mean, that's one of the better shows that I've seen in a while, man. That show was fucking amazing. I w- I'm guess we're done with I guess we're done with looking at Hollywood Minute. I wanted to take a second. We can discuss. I wanted to talk about Doom Patrol. Um, how do you feel about this season this year? Because I think it's whack.
This season is definitely not attention grabbing.
I don't like it.
Like
I'm not
I've
liking it.
noticed that
I'm not digging it.
I've turned on an episode and I've gotten up to go do something and I just did a
You
million
didn't
other
even care
things.
that you was missing the shit.
Right. And I didn't care to go back and rewind the episode or rewatch the episode.
Right. The robot dude, Robot Man,
He's such a fucking
played
dick.
by why can't I think of his name right now? Brendan Fraser, right? Brendan Fraser. Yeah, he's Cliff, right? That's the name
Yeah,
of the show.
Cliff.
He's like I'm just
He's
like,
a fucking dick.
when is he's gonna have some type of change or some type of
Right. Everybody else has gone through some type of change
man,
or
right?
realization or
He
epiphany.
some type development of this dude's character.
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess you can say he a little bit because he went
Now
with his
he's going
daughter and you
through
know,
he's a grandfather, and
but
he's going through
he's just still
symptoms
an
of
asshole all the time,
Parkinson's.
man. And he's just dumb. And I don't know, man. I'm not really liking where anything is going. Cyborg is
The way they
whack.
do Cyborg is whack. The way they do Jane and her underground alternative
I mean,
personality
the
disorder.
first couple season I dug it, but right now it just doesn't seem.
It
I
doesn't
didn't
seem to
think
connect.
I didn't think that Niles being gone was going to be this big of a deal either,
Right.
because maybe that's what really brought it all together.
Yeah.
Because him not
He
being
had
there,
some type of direction and guidance for
yeah,
him.
and then it's the I'm just not digging this year.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll
Just
get
like
better.
I really didn't dig this season of Titans either.
No, Titans is trash. I'm sorry. It's trash, man. DC is garbage. I'm sorry, man. Y'all, man.
The way
I'm
they did
sorry.
Stargirl, this season of Stargirl is completely trash.
Bad.
Supergirl,
Bad.
trash. Legends of Tomorrow, extra trash. They did this new season.
Oh, we
They
don't even
gonna
want to talk. We don't even bring up the CW. That's just come on, man.
garbage.
It's terrible. But anyway, I definitely think that the Titans could have been better. I like I like the characters.
The
I didn't
characters are
think
cool because you
I
if they
thought it
were
was
developed
I thought it
better.
was good casting. Yeah, I think they did too much on Dick, whatever his name is. I think they did too much on him on Nightwing,
Yeah,
and
they
they
focused too
focused
much
way too much on him.
on
And
him.
I just think
I
that
would have
they
liked to see more with Raven
yeah a little bit more on Raven,
and a little bit
a
more
little bit more on
on
Gar.
Gar.
I wish they would have brought him back into Doom Patrol.
Right.
You know, he's
Or did a
from Doom
crossover,
Patrol,
right?
right? I think they went
Because
into it
they
like
would have did a
one
dope ass
time.
crossover if Doom Patrol and Titans did a crossover.
Man, give me something of why he's not with them, or why he left, or why he hasn't came back. Like
Right.
I think it was one episode he was with them and they left. I think it
Eh,
was like
Yeah.
episode one or something like that. But
Yeah, it was like the first couple of episodes he was
it
with
was
them,
something like
and
that.
then he left, but
And
they never
then,
said where
but
he
the
went or
group
what he
wasn't the
did.
same though,
No, it
because
wasn't.
I think it was in Titans first, and then Doom Patrol started after Titans,
Yeah.
and they did something different with the cast.
Yeah.
So he hasn't even really been with this new cast yet at all. So I just wish they would do something better with that when it comes to
Definitely.
Titans and Doom Patrol. They're supposed to be in the same universe,
Right.
supposedly. You do all these garbage
But
crossovers
then how do
with
you
the
kill
CW.
Hawk as part of Hawk and Dove?
They
How did
messed that
I don't understand how they
they
did
messed
that.
that up anyway. It doesn't. Nobody cares about Hawk and Dove. Who cares? No one. Who the fuck is Hawk and Dove? No one cares about that. G. That is one of the worst. And then it was supposed to have been a dude. They killed the dude. They made it a girl, and
Right.
eh, I wasn't feeling it,
Yeah, that
man.
was kind of dumb that they did that.
And it wasn't many brothers on the show anyway. That's why they always put Cyborg on everything because they
Yep.
don't have anybody black that they
They don't
like to
have. They
do.
don't. DC doesn't really have a lot of black characters at all.
They don't use them often. They're trying to use this Mr. Terrific a little bit more. I think he's going to be in
Yeah, he is going to be in this new series.
yeah, in the new off the video game. I
Yeah.
forget the name of it right now. But he's gonna be in that. They used him a little bit in some of the CW shows with the one dude who was
Hmm.
a terrible casting for him. He just looks soft. Like dog, he ain't gonna beat up nobody. But anyway, I hope they do better because instead of just token cyborg of everything, it's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
it
getting
definitely
ridiculous. And then they mostly just say, all right, just make this character black instead of just having a character that is black from the beginning and make them what they are.
is. And develop that
Yeah,
character,
that's
right?
just make somebody black who's somebody else. Like I don't know, man. I always be disappointed with DC and what they do when it comes to racial issues and casting and
But
anything with
DC
their
doesn't have a
characters.
lot of continuity in it either,
No, not when it comes to their characters. They're
or
all
the
over the place,
storylines.
all over the place. So that's pretty much our show for today. Um, we
Did you want to try your hand at a
oh yeah,
the final exam?
we supposed to do trivia, huh? Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We need
So
to get your logo going
yeah, we
again.
do.
Yeah, but let's go.
Let's do it. You ready for the final
Five
exam?
questions.
5 questions.
Okay, let's see how bad I do.
Today's theme:
Mm-hmm.
geography.
Oh shit, I don't know nothing. I know nothing about geography. I'm alright, I guess.
We gonna see. Question one: what country touches the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal? Bengal.
That's crazy. It touches all three of them.
Yes.
I don't fucking know. That's hard. I don't know. India,
No.
Pakistan. I don't know.
Asia.
Asia isn't a country.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's a continent. You messing up. Yes. Yo, you really gonna argue with me about this? You can't because you're wrong. It's a continent. It's a continent.
Okay.
So you were wrong. You asked me a wrong question. Anyway, question number two. Here
Whatever.
you go.
Question two. The ancient Phoenician city of Constantine is located in which modern day Arab country?
Iraq.
No. One more guess.
That's hard. I don't know. Iran?
No. The answer, Algeria.
I would have never guessed that. Ever.
Question three.
Mm.
Which country borders 14 nations and crosses 8 time zones?
China.
No. One more.
That's a big ass country, man. Greenland.
No.
I don't know.
Russia.
Yeah, I should have guessed that next. Fuck. I don't know why I said Greenland. Greenland touches nothing,
Right.
but it's huge though. But anyway, what's the next one? I'm over.
You 0 for 3.
Well, you the first one was crazy. I don't know what you was thinking, but anyway, the next one.
Which Central American country has a name that translates to English as the Savior?
Oh fuck. I don't fucking know. Colombia.
No. One more.
I'm not even. I can't even think of the motherfuckers right now. Brazil.
No.
I don't know.
El Salvador.
Hell, I would never guess that. I like that food though. And we need to get some of those to
Salvador,
go
Savior,
today.
El, the, yes.
Oh fuck. Well, now I know. The savior Elsa. Yeah, because El. Yeah, yeah. There you go. You learn something every day. We need some pupusas though.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's the Salvadorian.
We riding up for lunch.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. All right. You 0 for 4.
Well, I flunked. I got an F.
Yeah, you did.
Shout out to Fire City Beats for getting one right. El Salvador.
Right on, Fire City. Right on, Mike. I suck. But thank you everyone for tuning in.
You got one more question, dog?
Oh, why I want to go so fast?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I need the pupusas.
I think so.
Yeah, it's the.
But question 5.
What up?
In what country would you find Lake Bled?
Lake Bled. Give me a hint. European country.
Yes.
Germany.
No. No.
You don't even know, man. You bad at geography.
Well, I don't really know how to categorize this specific. Well, Russian.
It's a Russian country.
It's a Russian country.
No, but there's only Russia is a country. You're losing.
Like it's in that general area
Oh,
over there.
okay. Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Did I say Germany already?
Yeah, you said Germany already. You get one more guess.
Slovenia.
Yes. You got it. You got 1 out of 5.
I suck, bro. Well, I can go smoke a couple blunts on that one. The vodka did not help me this morning.
You didn't drink enough of it.
That's probably what it is. Well, whatever. We brought you the news.
I'm 1 drink down.
You drank all that shit?
Yeah.
That's why you asking me them crazy ass questions.
No, because I
Fucking
found,
up continents and countries and shit
but you know what? I actually found a topic
that I don't know shit about.
that you don't know everything about.
No, I suck in geography, man. It's too hard,
Because when I ask you a bunch of random shit, you already know a bunch of random ass shit.
dude. Uh, bro at work from Africa asked me where Nigeria was on the African continent, west, east. I absolutely didn't know. I'm like, I felt like putting myself in the timeout
And
because
done.
because he sure looked at me like it's the motherland. You letting your people down. I sure looked like he looked at me like a dude on TikTok. You know what I'm
Like,
saying? Right. Like, bro, this is where you from. I'm like, I know Ethiopia's in the west. That's about South Africa's in the south. Egypt in the northeast. Northwest, north, no, east. Yeah. And I think Nigeria was east also.
and do you know where Madagascar is?
Madagascar is east. Off the island off the eastern coast. I do know that.
Okay. I was just going to say,
But other than that, I fucking suck, dude. It's huge.
yeah, Africa is.
And he didn't know anything
It's got
about our shit either.
160 something countries
He
in
didn't
it.
even know we was on the west side of America right now. So you know what I'm saying? He didn't. You know what I'm saying? You got to give me a pass on that. He didn't know which side of the country he was on, and he here.
Right. How you,
So hey, I definitely need to do some. I probably got straight Fs in geography through school, and got my ass beat every time because my OG did not play that. But I would try to sign her name or something crazy.
the good old signature forge?
Yeah, that's what I had to do, man. Back in those days, I definitely was a good forger. I was a
See,
horrible kid.
we didn't have to do the whole forging thing.
Oh, you just called in. You
Uh-huh.
didn't got notes though.
No. If we called in
You didn't
before
bring a note.
school, you didn't have to bring a
And
note.
you was a good student. See, I had to give
But
some.
see, I would, by the time I moved here, I was acting like I was Anna. Hi, this is Anna Guerin.
Right.
I'm calling out Sharice
You
Bobo
had it.
and
You had it
Leanna.
perfected, huh?
Perfected. I can mimic the parent's voice instantly. Yes, this is Brenda.
See, I couldn't do that because I only had a mother. If I had a pops,
But
it would
see,
have been easy.
but Anna was the one that always, dealt with the school when they called.
Right.
So
So it's
I could,
easy to sound like her.
right.
You just sound
Or when we were
professional.
kids and, any of us would get suspended from school. As soon as we get home from school, hi, yes, this is Brenda. Thank you for letting me
Mm,
know because the school would call to let you know that they just suspended your kid.
right. We used to have to try to beat the mail. Just make sure you get the mail.
They would send a letter too. So they would call the house and they would send a
Damn,
letter.
you better get that letter, G.
So you better get the letter and you better
Yeah.
answer the phone when they
So
call.
I remember one time we were about to go, but one time my brother, dumbass, I tell him everything. You know what I'm saying? How to do it. This dude, he gets the letter. He stays home the day from the thing, and I tell him, dude, do not move from your bed room. Don't go anywhere, because if you go in any other room, the OG is gonna know. She's don't just don't leave the room, bro. He in there cooking, barbecuing, scrambling eggs. She came home, man. He got the whooping of 3 lifetimes. I showed like, bro, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't know nothing. She asking me, oh, you know, nah, I don't know nothing.
At that point, dog, I just told you how to get it,
That
how to
man,
get clean
he
away with
pissed
that
me off,
shit.
man, because I used to do it all the time. But
And now
so
you're gonna fuck it up for both of us.
basically, he fucked it up for me too, because she like, oh, so this is what you be doing. So yeah, it was all bad. Fucked everything up.
And you can't be cooking shit in the house when you home by yourself and you're not supposed to be.
He thought
Because
he was a
anything
chef,
you cook
and he
is
hard
gonna
headed.
smell the whole house.
He's hard headed. You know how he is. But hey, thanks everyone that tuned in, man. We appreciate you guys. We're hoping to do this every week. So come back next week. We're gonna have some news, a little Hollywood, a little entertainment, a little gaming, a little bit of everything from Habari Entertainment. Make sure to check out our website, habarientertainment.com, and check out Habari live next week. I think we'll be on time at 10 a.m., 10:30 at the latest. Man, how many blunts I got to smoke. But
Well, no, I'm not gonna say how many blunts. It's matter how little mama do us
yeah,
if she let us.
if she let us,
Hopefully, we
man.
have a babysitter next week.
There you go. Oh, she's just gonna be a guest on the show. We just put her over there, put some headphones on her, and
Right,
ask her
just
some
put her in a
questions.
chair.
Right. How's your diapers been handling you? How's it been coming
Diaper
out?
blowouts.
Oh, whatever. But all right. Thanks for tuning in to Abari Live. Until next week. Peace.
Holla holla.
Wrong button.